Right now we've got a matchup we've seen actually a few times in the last year.
We have MuteAce and Skyjay. It's always a treat to talk about just the character specialists that you have on screen, whether it is Skyjay on Incineroar or MuteAce. I'm really interested to see how the counter from Skyjay comes into play in this matchup.
Yeah, what's interesting here is I said that they played a few times in the last year. Surprisingly, they've only played once in the last year and a month. They haven't played in about a full year, which is surprising to me. The number of events that they're both at and how many times they both get top 8 or top 32, that they just haven't seen each other that often.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting that they haven't played that much, but so far this has been kind of what you would expect, where Skyjay has to take a little bit of abuse and get kind of just carried away by the turnips, but it only takes one interaction. We've talked about this before with heavies. It just takes one aerial to set up, and Skyjay can close out the stock, especially with this much rage on the board.
Yeah. So they actually play about one time a year, which is pretty interesting. Right now, MuteAce has a very winning record, 6-2 against Skyjay with the last 5 sets going Mute's way. But Skyjay, on this last year, we all know in the last year and a half, 2 years even, Skyjay has been on such an upward arc that I fully see that this could go either way.
Even there, that's a perfect example. Good counter, and Skyjay is up early. This is the type of position I think we want to see Skyjay in if you're looking for a great Incineroar gameplay. Going off, countering the recovery, but taking first blood is huge for Skyjay in this matchup, especially the usage of these whips to keep setting up your advantage state. It's so commendable for Skyjay.
Absolutely. Misses an Alolan whip there, coming back to stage. Gets caught right there by MuteAce. Can't get their own situation started. Revenge is punished. MuteAce is sending this all the way.
But more importantly, I feel like right now it looks like Skyjay is just having such an easy time to try and get one hit that converts into tons of percent. The bigger thing is that we've also seen Skyjay is hammering MuteAce's shield, down tilt, back air, the consistent setup for Skyjay, closing out that stock. Yeah,
big hits are the name of the game for Skyjay, of course. Death by 1,000 cuts is what MuteAce is looking for, and possibly edge guarding, right? These are the win conditions that Peach has in this matchup. But if Skyjay continues to run away with it and MuteAce isn't able to close out the stock, all it takes is some damage racking and a Alolan whip. I mean, we know how Incineroar works.
Yeah, I mean, there are some things that we know Incineroar is susceptible to, which the only option might have been there to jump off of ledge, but we've seen that Skyjay has been so consistent at opening up the game and getting the first stock. This is a holy moly.
Oh my god, I thought that was curtains. No way, not at that percent.
Maybe with a counter he could have done it, but that's one thing we haven't really seen. It was the first stock taken by the counter, but hasn't really come out since.
No, that Darkest Lariat helps. Oh, I love the short hop Alolan whip catching. Skyjay takes game 1. I don't really have much else to say about that. I mean, that was fantastic.
Do you go to a better or bigger stage, rather? Like, do you think about going maybe up, well, not FD, but like, do you want to go to PS2? Do you want to go to Town and City,
ideally,
possibly?
I think ideally, right? But Skyjay, I think you have 3 bans here. I imagine you're banning PS2. I imagine you're banning Town and City, and maybe Kalos. I would honestly, FD being open isn't the worst thing for Incineroar, but I don't know. Maybe PS2 is left open, in which case that would be the choice for MuteAce.
Yeah, I think going to a larger stage definitely would possibly here, but sticking it out. It might just be where Mute thinks like, okay, stage wasn't the problem. I need to adapt, whether it is turnip camping more or just looking to punish the Lariats coming out from Skyjay, because Skyjay has been using Lariat a ton over the course of this set.
I think leaving double plats as an option is better for MuteAce in general. You get to play around those platforms a lot more than Skyjay would have to worry about. Skyjay probably did ban PS2 if I had to, like, wary a guess, but Small Battlefield is the next best choice for Mute.
Yeah, I think that definitely makes a good bit of sense, but right now, the way Skyjay is playing, he is just in control of... Up B calls out with the Alolan whip. Skyjay is just in control. I was trying to say that earlier, but they are abusing the fact that their weight is affording them an extra lease on life.
Yes. Oh, the fair, not able to be punished actually, but the golf club will. Big Alolan Whip, not quite killing. We have an edge guard situation here, and Nair, falling Nair could do it, but Skyjay does not want to risk anything. Is much more comfortable going for the ledge trap because Incineroar's ledge trapping is so scary.
Skyjay finally getting punished for the short hops there. I think that's one thing Mute might need to do more is abuse these short hops that Skyjay is consistently throwing out against him. But
oh yeah. Couldn't quite start a turnip combo there. MuteAce was looking for it, but the percentage wasn't there. Tried to read and tech option, but Skyjay gets in the driver's seat once again. Love that. Bait out the aggressive option from MuteAce on stage. You don't want to have to deal with Incineroar's ledge trapping if you don't have to, and Skyjay says, you're going to have to.
Look, unfortunately, Skyjay takes about 80% there, and this is the heavy tax. You have to take your lumps when you're playing against these combo-oriented characters, but it almost is fine. Skyjay's getting raged.
Oh,
it just takes one interaction to get to 36. Holy smokes.
Yeah, guess what doesn't matter when you're playing against Incineroar? Instant float. You're going to get caught by a Alolan Whip either way, so you have to choose like full hops or like really well-timed short hops, tomahawks. But if you're just going for like instant float pressure like you normally would on Peach, you're going to get a Alolan Whipped, and Skyjay's looking for it every time.
I guess one thing that I haven't seen yet, do you think it would make an impact in this matchup, is falling up air on the side of Skyjay to try and set up something, whether it's like a back air or something else?
Heavy tax, unfortunately, also leads to juggling, and small battlefield's got enough space up there for up air to kill. Skyjay wants to turn it around.
Still trying to find any type of conversion, whether it is the F tilt, maybe an fair at the side of the stage. And
I like the drift back. You needed to do that, and MuteAce needed to grab there, but it was afraid of the spot dodge. Skyjay got a little bit more in the driver's seat, but MuteAce is starting another combo here. 107%. It's definitely kill percentage if you can hit an Alolan Whip or an edge guard, but going for edge guards is so risky.
Yeah, doing a great job of exploiting MuteAce there. Possibly could have gone for a different aerial, maybe a fair or something else, and there's the up air reacts to it, but just not a falling up air. That's part of what I wonder if Skyjay is going to start implementing, because we've seen so many short hops. Could the falling up airs start to try and capitalize on Mute either not swinging or just abusing his shield?
I think it's too scary to go for the falling up airs as Skyjay. I think that you do open up the possibility for MuteAce to go for instant float like back airs and things like that. Revenge is something that has been used so sparingly, though. I feel like that could make or break this stock.
It could, and I almost wonder if Skyjay is afraid of pulling the trigger on the counter, because if you do gamble wrong on the stock, it can lead to the situation we just saw where MuteAce can clean up a stock with basically no resistance.
Yeah, being edge guarded there, Skyjay wanted the quick recovery, right? You're constantly getting battered and bashed, and so you want to be able to utilize your revenge while you have it online. You want to be able to like start a little bit of a combo game, or at least get some damage down on MuteAce so you can get into like an Alolan Whip. But unfortunately, what he did is he went for a high cross chop there to try to get the recovery. MuteAce was paying such close attention, was able to catch the end lag of the cross chop as opposed to waiting for whatever Skyjay's next move was. And I really like the attention that MuteAce was paying to Skyjay's return option as quickly as it happened.
Yeah, it is kind of the hallmark of what we've been seeing on the Star team so far, where MuteAce is exploiting people's recovery again and again, but running back again to small battlefield. I guess Skyjay does not feel like the stage played that much of an impact in the reason that he lost the previous game.
I don't think that any stage is necessarily better for one than the other. I think it just introduces more chaos, and I think Skyjay kind of thrives in the chaos, but I don't think that either character or either player wants to introduce more chaos in such an evenly matched game.
Double counter, we've seen Skyjay doing this a couple times where he'll rip a counter, you try to punish that behavior outwards, he hits it again, and can immediately get it back air. Just look at this, 87% essentially off of one air interaction and just one little poke, off to the blast zone you go.
Walks up, waits, F-tilts. Skyjay picks the most interesting options every time.
More importantly, did you see that tag? Skyjay is playing out of their mind. Okay, well, I was about to say the recovery department, but oopsie.
Maybe a little bit missed input, maybe a little bit trying to take out MuteAce's other stock really quickly. Either way, I kind of, if it was the latter, I like the attempt, but it's definitely not the right choice.
Again, I just feel like we're looking at this war of attrition where, like you said, MuteAce is looking for a varied offense where you're getting, and look, second counter again. You go for one, He pops the second one immediately and then tries to punish the behavior where you're swinging again because you got countered.
So true. Now Skyjay's on the back foot, tries to fish for an Alolan Whip, but MuteAce is ready for it. You need to get on the other side of MuteAce if you want a chance of getting this one. Tries to catch a roll, not happening today. MuteAce floats high, going for these full hops, not bothering with the instant float anymore because the Alolan Whip is too scary at this percent.
Yeah, it's a little bit too scary, but good follow-up there with the back air. Skyjay now on the back foot, and I think maybe a misinput there on the Alolan Whip, but...
Ooh, down smash. Do it again. You always follow with a second down smash. It's the Wi-Fi special on Incineroar.
Well, hopefully we don't have to do it again, but Skyjay, I feel like, has had a couple series of misinputs, and it's been pretty disastrous so far this game.
Thanks for that Alolan Whip there. MuteAce had to choose a different option, lest they be shield poked or caught by the Alolan Whip, so it was a good choice regardless. Skyjay's got the stage, but does not have the stock. Finally cleans it up into 81%. That's just the heavy tax. This is doable.
It's doable, but more importantly, we need to see Skyjay find a way to open up Mute's offense, and here we go. Easy conversion with the up airs into a fair. Just 43 off of 3 swift hits.
Yeah, getting back to stage here is hard. Calling out the jump. MuteAce is so good at conditioning their opponent right here. Oh, the cross drop high is going to definitely be punished. That was unfortunate. Skyjay actually was able to make a full recovery, but was a little bit too worried that MuteAce was going to re-aggress, as it would make sense, right? MuteAce instead goes to center stage to decide to reset the ledge trap situation that would have happened right afterwards, and Skyjay had already made the decision to go aggressive with the cross drop, expecting the edge guard. Great stuff from MuteAce, changing the cadence of the gameplay to benefit themselves.
Yeah, doing a great job from all of them, just making sure that they can say that, all right, if I know Skyjay goes for an aggressive option, whether it's the cross chop high and a Alolan Whip, they're constantly looking for a way to exploit this. So Skyjay, again, running it back to small battlefield, I almost wonder if a change of scenery may have helped, but at the rate both of these players are adapting, it might not matter.
Here's my thought process, right? Skyjay is really adept at conditioning his opponent. Oh my god, 66%. Really adept at conditioning his opponent. And I don't think that he wants to switch stages, because then you have to recondition your opponent. You have to relearn what their habits are. You have to relearn what their options off of ledge are. And in this case, you can at least have a better understanding of what your opponent is looking for at any given time without having to fully reset. So it's, I guess, a strategic choice from both players to not have to reset the conditioning game that they've already set up.
Yeah, it feels like they've made such solid adaptations into how they want to play this game, but MuteAce is slowly starting to run away with this and just constantly calling out the offensive options on the side of Skyjay, whether it's calling out the Alolan Whip like we've seen just there, adding up to a quick 60%, or just waiting for a missed aerial, a smash attack, something else. Skyjay is starting to swing for the fences, as you've mentioned, but it is almost backfiring on him in this game plan. Yeah,
had to Alolan Whip there because they didn't have the jump, so he wanted to burn the Alolan Whip into the cross chop, but MuteAce, aware that Skyjay didn't have a jump, was already ready with that forward air and is up 2 full stocks now. MuteAce is not one of the players, I feel like, that Skyjay just randomly takes massive sets off of. You know, Skyjay takes sets off of Spargo, takes sets off of Leo, other big players, but MuteAce does not seem to be punching that same ticket.
MuteAce is just doing better and better over the course of the game. Finally loses a stock there, but again, they've seemed indomitable at this point. Their defense has been airtight. They've been able to add so much consistent pressure onto Skyjay, whether it's playing around the counter. Ooh. Hold on.
Sorry, that footstool nair I don't think I've seen out of a Peach.
I mean, can you blame them? Their character specials, they were the best in the business, but...
High cross drop. Didn't even matter. Threw the turn it down, still had enough time to throw out an F smash, and MuteAce takes the set 3-1, looking very comfortable against Incineroar.
Yeah, extremely practiced, and just looks like they fully understand what their wing condition is. They were able to execute extremely well under pressure, but I think more importantly, we're seeing how Mute just kept adapting as the offense started to stagger and change on the side of Skyjay.
Right.